Broadway has a new Neil Diamond. American Idol winner Nick Fradiani is now starring in A Beautiful Noise. I caught up with Nick. How was last night? Are you still on a high?
I am. It was amazing. I mean, I've been doing it now for about a year as the alternate, but yesterday was my first official performance as the lead, and it was amazing. But I love the show, and it's just so much fun. I get to play the guitar, I get to sing songs I love, and it's been great.
Will, I'm sure you worked very close with him. What did he tell you, teach you, impart to you as he left and you came into the role full time?
I think a lot of what Will taught me was just from watching him from the beginning, from rehearsals, just his work ethic and his professionalism. I think I learned just a lot from watching him, and being out there and watching the growth of the show and watching him really create the role was really special, and to be there during the rehearsals and everything. But he's a great guy, and it's an honor to be able to step in and do the role now.
Neil, you've met Neil as well,
yep,
right?
Yep.
Have you met him more than once, or was that just a...
I've met him twice,
okay.
Maybe three times, and that was just crazy. My dad's a musician,
yeah.
So my whole life was going out and watching my dad gig and play at different places, and he would always do Neil Diamond music. I think it's probably been the most proud I've ever seen my dad is when he comes and gets to see me do these songs. So, but anyways, but to get to talk to Neil and meet him and get some feedback from him and his wife Katie, it's been crazy.
I am myself to no one there.
Do you feel like you're studying him when you're watching him, or just listening, or just trying to absorb it? What does it feel like? I can't imagine.
I think I did so much studying of him through YouTube videos over the last year and a half that I studied his mannerisms, the way he spoke, the way he sings, the way he performs. So once I got to actually meet him now, it was more just like kind of being in awe of just knowing, as a songwriter myself, to know what he's written over the last however many years is crazy. You know, he's a prolific songwriter. So yeah, just being in his presence was really cool.
Don't know that I will, but until I can find me a girl who will stay and won't play games behind me, I'll be what I am, a solitary man.
The staying power of it and the generations that have really, that appreciate and love, that's what really, it stands the test of time.
It does. I mean, to have songs like, obviously, like Sweet Caroline that you hear probably almost every day somehow, and then to write I'm a Believer for the Monkees that not a lot of people know, that's another one of the songs that you hear almost every day. So it's just he's a crazy talent, and I'm glad that people are getting to see his real story. This is the first time it's really been told, and this is how he wanted it to be told. So it's cool to be, and it's a heavy burden to, you want to do it justice every night.
Your dad, let's go back to your dad for a moment. You grew up watching him, sitting alongside him. I know this was the first concert you guys went to, is that right?
Yeah, 3 years old. I don't remember it. I think it was 3 or 4, but my dad, I was a real Neil Diamond fanatic as a kid because of him. So yeah, it was my first official concert, and I think every Christmas was Neil Diamond Christmas albums, and which is actually how I think I got his voice down, because me and my dad would jokingly sing in the Neil voice, like he would do, "Oh come Emmanuel," and we would do it over. But then I was like, oh, that is kind of, he has different fall offs with his vocals, and so I think the Christmas album listening to that with my dad was a big help.
That is so special. You perform with your dad now too, right?
Yeah, we perform still all the time. This year we weren't able to, but for the last 7 years we've done Christmas shows. We've traveled all over the place and done them, and we've done a lot of videos together that some have gone viral. But he's tremendous talent. I mean, he still has his voice. He could play like every instrument. So I still look up to him as a musician all the time. So
that's a beautiful thing to be able to say.
It's special. It is.
Talking about the trajectory of your career, starting where you started to where you are right now. Do you think about that when you open that stage door?
Yeah, I do. I never would have thought, even 5 years ago that I would be doing this. My first musical was in 2019, where I was in A Bronx Tale. I did the national tour, and I just fell in love with it. My girlfriend was in that production, and she's across the street in Moulin Rouge. So we both started on Broadway at the same time, and but yeah, I just love to perform, and I've fallen in love with the acting side of it, and and just the camaraderie of the cast and everything. It feels like I'm back like in a band kind of, where you have the wins together, you have the losses together, you create something together, and I've just fallen in love with musical theater. I just never would have thought, but it's just an honor to be able to walk in there every night, and so it's been great.